lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio.
And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
Do you have an upcoming event? Well, I encourage you to book Beyond the Fence family for an amazing experience. Beyond the Fence is a talented group of men and women who have toured the world to display their talents of song and ministry. Did I forget to mention multi-award winners? They're your one-stop shop for making your event the best in the city. Book Beyond the Fence today at beyondthefence.org. Click menu, then contact. Beyond the Fence, your audience will thank you.
It's your boy David Benton. Hey yo, Shay. It's time to go beyond the fence. Life is so good. It's so good. Yeah. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones, you know. Yeah. The world's greatest DJ.
It's about 8 in the morning, I'm just waking up. Got the Folgers on brew, about to fill my cup. While I'm looking out the window, the sun come up. I'm good. It's about 8 in the morning, I'm just waking up. Got the Folgers on brew, about to fill my cup. While I'm looking out the window, as the sun come up. I'm good. I'm about to get my day started. Off to work, about to make them dollars. If only you knew what I've been through, you would smile and say that I'm good. I got a good job, I'm good. And my bills are paid, I'm good. And my family's good, my health is good. I thank God that I'm good. I got a good job, I'm good. And my bills are paid, I'm good. I got food on the table, I know that He's able. Thank God I'm good. God, I'm good. I thank God I'm good.
Life is so good.
I thank God I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You are magnificent, great. Your feeling is hate, but we're ignorant grace. So intimate place, your heart of innocence make a life different break. The soul sin and the sinners, cause the enemy hate. You are the sun, stars, and the moon. You are the beam of light when it's dark in the room. When I depart from the womb, you're the air that I breathe. Always there when I need you, preparing for peace. You're so good.
I got a good job, I'm good. And my bills are paid, I'm good. And my family's good, and my health is good. I thank God that I'm good. I got a good job, I'm good. And my bills are paid, I'm good. I got food on the table, I know that He's able. Thank God I'm good. I got a good job, I'm good. And my bills are paid, I'm good. And my family's good, my health is good. I thank God that I'm so good, so good, so good, so good. Lord, you've been so good to me. Yes, you have. I'm telling you, Lord, you've been so good to me. Good.
welcome to Beyond the Radio.
Welcome to Beyond the Radio, and you better be smiling.
Beyond the fences in the building.
Welcome to another beautiful Sunday right here on Beyond the Radio. Yes, it's your main man, David Benton, and I am in the building. And you know I am smiling. Because I'm good. I'm smiling because I'm good. I'm smiling because I'm good. Oh, y'all know I'm a rapper, so I freestyle it. I'm smiling because I'm good. Yeah. Shout out to the Elation family. Shout out to the family beyond the fence. Shout out to you guys who are listening, because when you're listening to Beyond the Radio, you are beyond the fence. We got a wonderful show for you tonight. Yes, we do. So we just going to get straight to it. We're going to get straight to it because y'all know we're going to have a good time tonight. So, Jerry, Truto, my main man, Alan, are you in the building?
I'm in the building. What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing?
Oh, man, I'm all right. I know everybody else is all right, especially despite that corona. The corona. How you doing in the corona? How you doing in the corona?
On that corona. I'll tell you, that corona ain't bothering me too much, man. I'm still smiling, man. Yeah, giving me some time to take care of some things around the house. So I always look at the good point of it, not the bad, you know. So I'm not letting it get me down, just staying prayerful and keeping my spirits up, you know.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, man. So, yeah, man. So how your week been, brother?
I've had a pretty fair week, you know. I lost a loved one this week, but through it all, you know, my auntie was a wonderful person. She lived a wonderful life. She loved God. So, you know, we're mourning the memories, but we're happy, you know, rejoicing. We know she's in a better place. No more suffering, you know. So we're just making it along.
Yes, sir. So right here, right now on Beyond the Radio, man, I'm asking the family right now, the Beyond the Radio family, the Elation family, man, to put Jerry, Truto, Allen, and his family in deep prayer, man.
Yes, please.
My condolences.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it. So is me. Yes.
Yes, sir. So let's continue. That's my drum roll.
Uh-oh.
The number one. I'm talking about number one, not number two. See?
One.
But number one. See, only thing number two is be the first loser. Number two lose first. That's all they win at. Number two win at losing. But when we talk about number one, we talk about number one.
One.
I'm good. Hold on, forget that. This is how we're going to introduce tonight. The person who sings I'm good, that's number one. Are you in the building?
Shay Samuels is in the and I'm smiling.
All right.
From ear to ear, I'm smiling from ear to ear.
They clap for you more than they clap for me.
I know. I was going to say, y'all better chill out. Y'all going to get me in trouble. I want to smile throughout this whole radio broadcast.
Hey, Truto, we just got a regular clap. She got a standing ovation.
I know. I feel hurt.
I'm just saying, you started it off. It's nice. I love it. Well, you started it off that way, David Benton. So they just followed your lead. So thank you for that.
No problem, Shay. Don't hate, Shay. Don't hate on that song. That right there. Don't hate on that. Just don't do it. Be thankful.
All I can say is I am honored to have had you as a featured artist on I'm Good.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
So it's time. It's really time. It's time to go ahead and Shay, could you please take the wheel? Because we got an awesome show and we got an awesome guest tonight, but respectfully, one thing we believe right here at Beyond the Fence on Beyond the Radio, we believe in doing things in decency and in order. And this man right here has been very loyal. This man right here has been a gentleman. This man right here represents what a king look like, because this man really has built something powerful. And he extends his heart to so many people. So, Shay, I want you to please grab the wheel, introduce our guest.
Yes, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Elations Radio family, and for those of you who are listening tonight, I'm excited. David is excited, and Truto, we're all excited tonight to introduce our special guest, Mr. Dallas Tony D. Frazier of the NAP show, Christian Sound Entertainment, and C-Stage Radio. This young man, I'm going to call him a young man for the sake of the radio show, but this young man is basically just global in what he does. Like David says, he has a heart for people. He has a heart for independent artists. Tonight, you guys are going to hear his story, and I'm excited for you to get connected with him and to know more about him tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you our special guest, Mr. Dallas Frazier.
Hey.
Dallas.
I was hoping I was going to get a standing ovation.
You know what? I'm going to do something before we get you on, Dallas. Before we get you on, I'm going to do this because they have really showed out tonight. So I'm going to introduce David and Truto again, so they can get that applause before we start off.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, if y'all can join me in this round of applause. Stand to your feet for David Benton and Jerry Truto Allen. Yes.
I heard humble. I'm telling you, I heard it. I heard people
say it. Jerry Truto Allen.
I heard it in the background. I'm telling you, I heard it.
Okay. Well, I wanted to go. It was all fired up, and I said, you know what? Let me go ahead while the crowd is fired up. Let me go ahead and introduce you guys again, because they had to warm up a little bit before. We were just getting started, so they just had to warm up. Thank you guys for that round of applause. But Mr. Dallas Frazier, how are you tonight, sir?
Man, I'm smiling, man. Y'all on with the family. I'm good. I got a good job. I'm good. My bills are paid. I'm good. I just had me some dinner. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, we want to thank you for coming on with us tonight. It's been a long time coming. We appreciate your patience as we went through some of our technical difficulties and time off. And just joining us tonight, I'm excited for the guests to learn more about you. Before I hand you over to David, I just want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to
Jess's Hair Boutique, and to A&R Rhodes Media. Shout out to Makeup and More, Mr. Lau of Makeup and More, and David Benton. I'm going to go ahead and give it over to you, sir.
And, well, before I do that, I want to, I'm pretty sure that Truto want to introduce himself to Dallas as well.
Yes. Hey there, how you doing,
Truto
Dallas?
Go way back.
Alex. What you know?
Truto, we go way back, brother.
way back. Yeah,
nah,
man.
it's
I'm
good
so
to meet
happy,
you, man.
I'm happy. Man, God bless you, man. I'm happy to finally get a chance to talk to you, man. And man, I am very happy. I'm just telling you, I am smiling from ear to ear myself.
Yes.
Sir. Yes.
Dallas, man, we're going to get to it. This is my first question. See, we know how serious this entertainment business. That's an air quotes, the entertainment business, and everybody, we're big business, man. So I'm going to ask you a question right here on Beyond the Radio, the way Beyond the Radio do it. Your name is Dallas Frazier, correct?
Yes, sir.
Where do Tony D come from?
Okay, so
the people listening right now know your name Dallas Frazier, but at the same time they'll get a guy named Tony D on the radio. So where you get Tony D and you got Dallas Frazier? So just talk to us, please, brother.
all right, so my middle name is Anthony, right? And so the nickname for Anthony is Tony. So I took my middle name, which everybody in my family calls me Anthony because my dad's name is Dallas. So I took the Tony from Anthony and put it in front of the D for Dallas, and that's how I got Tony D.
I like that. But then you did some things like from No Limit Records, that guy Silk the Shocker, he put Silk the Shocker. So you like Tony D on the radio. What made you say on the radio? Like, wow, what made you, because it's kind of smooth. You didn't be just Tony D, but you're Tony D on the radio. Where that come from as well?
Well, my one of my best friends, DJ 180, who does all the imaging for the New Artist Profile, we were working at a radio station together, and he just started saying, it's Tony D on the radio. Tony D on the radio. Yo, Tony D on the radio. And so everybody started saying it was Tony D on the radio, so I just took it and ran with it. The guy was pretty catchy.
That's awesome, man. Before I pass the baton, I want one more question, brother. One more question. Because I like going outside the box with questions because, let's be real, man. We ask the same questions, and we basically give the same answers. And with this independent thing, people got a stigma on independent artists. And I be like, why would we have a stigma on independent when it speaks for itself? Like, well, I'm a major artist, but I'm independent, meaning that we own everything we put into it. Versus a major label, once you sign, they can buy you the house, the car, and people don't understand. Now you're in debt. Now you owe for every hotel bill. Every time you eat a pack of ramen noodles, you got to pay for that. It's never free. But independent artists have so much value. Why you think? What made you really start working more with independent artists? Was it for that reason, though?
Well, I don't want to make this long story. It's a long story, so I'm going to shorten it. I am actually a part of a group here in Augusta, Georgia, called For Christ. And back in 2000, we came out with our project. And we thought that because we were local here and had a pretty good following, we could go to the local radio stations, give them the CD, and they would play on the radio. Well, that turned out to be not the truth at all. It was far from the truth. And so I wanted to find out why it was so hard for myself, my group, and other artists in the area to get their music on the radio. So I started researching and stuff like that. Then I had an opportunity to actually get on the radio as an intern, and just so happened they had a show called the New Artist Showcase, which was 30 minutes, and it highlighted local artists. So I filled in that because I was, I wanted to know about, helping independent artists to get their music on the radio, and then it kind of morphed into an hour show and then a 2-hour show, and then I changed the name to the New Artist Profile. So with my group struggling to try to get the music on the radio, that was one of my passions, was trying to help other artists get their music on the radio, and then I just began to get educated on how independent artists work and the struggles of an independent artist, and so that's what my passion is. But independent artists has stretched out that particular quote-unquote name because Fred Hammond is an independent artist because he's not signed to a major label. Keandria Lockett in Atlanta is an independent artist because she's not signed to a major label. Brian Poppin is an independent artist because he owns his own label. Canton Jones is an independent artist because he owns K-Joe Records, which is not a major top 5 record label. So independent is not just somebody who is just starting out. I like to call them emerging artists. Independent artist is somebody who, are not a part of, as you said, that big machine that will make you pay for the ramen noodles and the bottled water. Once they give you that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, I'm excited to have met you over a year and a half ago, Tony. We met at the Spin Awards, and it seems like since then we've really gotten a chance to understand one another's platform, our skill sets, and, we are now as a label and as an entertainment company working with you and your lovely and beautiful partner, Timberland Atkins. A shout out to her. But we've had an opportunity to really, really establish a foundation, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the interview. But I do want everyone to know who you are. If you can explain to our audience who knows you. Everyone knows you on one side of the world, but there may be people on this side of the world that don't know you. So can you tell everyone who you are?
Well, I'm a dad. I'm a husband of 3. A husband of 3. I'm a dad. I'm a father of 3. I'm a husband. I'm an optician by trade. I make eyeglasses for a living. Also a radio personality and music director at WAW 94.7. I'm a minister, licensed minister since 2003. I'm just somebody who is a helper. I know what my purpose is. My purpose is not always one to be in the forefront to shine. I realized that my purpose was to be one to help people build their foundations. Somebody's got to be that foundation builder because if you don't have a solid foundation, whatever you put on top of that weak foundation is not going to last. So I'm cool with being a foundation builder, and it took me a while to get to that point, but I realized that's what I was called to do. So that's who I am, man. I'm just a humble cat just trying to help everybody shine, and I'm excited about being a part of people's mission. I know that I'm going to be connected to people for some people for a long time, some people for a short amount of time, but whatever amount of time I'm connected to them, I realize that's God's plan, and I'm going to work hard for whatever amount of time I'm with them to help them get their ministry or their mission or their purpose done.
Yes.
Shout out to you for doing that because you are definitely successful in that. And you do have 3 different organizations or companies right now. So Christian Sounds Entertainment, the NAP show, and then you also have C Stage Radio. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? We do have a break at 10:30, so I just wanted to get that question out. And then David Benton or Truto, I'm going to hand it over to you.
It'll be Truto.
So Christian Sounds Entertainment was given to me when I was 16 years old in my basement in Hollis, Queens. The Lord showed me a lot of what I'm doing now, but at the time, I wasn't trying to live for the Lord. I was 16. I was chasing the girls, trying to be cool. I was trying to rap like Run DMC, but the Lord just kept putting Christian Sounds Entertainment in my mind. When I got to the military, I was trying to change Christian Sounds Entertainment to different names, but when God ordains something, it is going to be what it is. So he showed me I was going to be on radio, showed me I was going to be on television, showed me I was going to be doing a lot of things that I didn't know back in the 80s. I had no idea how a lot of that stuff was going to happen. Showed me I was going to own a radio station. Well, fast forward to 2014. My wife bought me a Mac computer, and it changed my life. That's when everything that God showed me when I was 16 began to unfold, because technology allowed me to have my own radio show, have my own podcast, and everything else that I'm doing now. So that's how Christian Sounds Entertainment came, and it just morphed from being just a DJ. Well, I should DJ Christian parties, and then it turned into artist development. It turned into graphic design. It turned into photography. It turned into videography. I've filmed 10 music videos. So that's what Christian Sounds Entertainment does. C Stage Radio is a branch off from Christian Sounds Entertainment because, as I said, when I was 16, God showed me I was going to own my own radio station. Well, I thought I was going to own a brick-and-mortar building, which I do believe I am going to own that one day. But he allowed me to open C-Stage back in March, Timberland and I, along with DJ 180, Brian Williams, back in November, rather. And we've been going strong and, helping independent artists get their music on the radio platforms and allowing them to chart. So, that's C-Stage is dear to my heart. A lot of people say, well, Tony D, man, he's just another one coming out with a radio station. Well, you may feel that way, but I know that this was what God told me when I was 16. So, I'm cool with what people think, but I know I'm just walking in the path that he told me when I was young. And then a new artist profile, man, it's just the radio show that's on 42 stations. And again, everything I do is not about me. I want people to know me. If they know me, that means they've heard the show or they see me promoting somebody, and that means they paid attention to what I'm doing for people, not so much me, because I can't sing, I can't rap. I play the bass guitar. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? But if you know me, then that means you've paid attention to something I'm doing, which is elevating these artists and elevating these people to the forefront, and that's what I'm all about, man. So, again, I'm a helper, man. I love to help. And that's what my passion is. So that's what those three platforms are. Timberland Atkins is a very intricate part of Christian Sounds Entertainment and C-Stage, so shout out to her. And also DJ 180, who was my imaging consultant and the music director for C-Stage Radio. So that's my crew, man. I couldn't do it without them.
Amen. You know what, Tony D? I say this about you. I have to ask this. I look at everything you telling us about, with the family and juggling so much going on. Brother, how do you stay upbeat and inspired?
It's hard. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's hard, but I have a very small circle of close-knit friends. Very small circle. I mean, when I say small, I mean it's like 5, and 5 of them really. A couple of three fellas and 2 women, and then my wife, so 6. And so when I'm looking for, when I'm getting in those moments where I'm like, yo, I don't want to do this no more. I'm sick of doing this. The frustration and everything gets on me. It's those people who push me and motivate me and pray for me and give me words of motivation and we just laugh. You know what I'm saying? I can just laugh and get my mind off stuff. So, man, if I didn't have them people, man, it would be really hard. I probably would have, well, I won't say that I can't say I would have quit because I can't quit. When I want to quit, God won't let me. But they make it easy for me when I get in those times where I'm feel like I can't go any further. So shout out to them.
Man, amen. I believe we got a break coming up, and I guess we'll be back.
Time to go to break, God. It's time to go to break, God. It's time to go to break, God. Hey, Tony DX. Hello, David Benton. Some people, they be like, yo, I just have a wish for my birthday. or you know, they would say they had 3 wishes. I wish for so much more for you. I wish for so much more. What I wish for is that we live more. In the inner city, living ain't so piss poor. Realize we hypnotized by the discord. We blow money fast. What you think we rent for? Yeah, did it big. My kids wish I could've did more. Wish women would be women and men would be men. Or there was no child abuse or domestic violence. In the streets really moved in the act of silence. Wish the Catholic priest wasn't pedifying. In the government, the futures would tell the truth instead of lying. I'm born a lion. My daddy named me David Lyons. Wish we could do more laughing instead of crying. Wish we wasn't afraid of giants. Wish we could all be inspired by David and Goliath. Wish society wouldn't pacify us. Make us ride, turn back around and buy it, gentrify it.
I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I keep my hands raised high when there ain't nothing left. Try to stay focused on the Lord above. With all the things going on in this world, that's where my help comes from. I wish that the world was just corrupt. I wish that we're united, spread love. I wish. I know that Jesus is enough. Got my mind on my mission, G.O.D. That's what's up.
Yeah, I wish we all get our credit straight. Wish that single mother didn't have to wait for Section 8. I wish we all would investigate why the world is crooked and we can't set it straight. Yeah, God is not the author of confusion. So ask yourself, why there's so much confusion? With some husbands wasn't so abusive. Why he putting makeup on to cover up all the bruises? All we do is make excuses about the chains, the pains, and all the nooses. I wish religion wasn't so polluted. This is all facts you can't dispute it. Barely have a right to do it. So much can't be proven. I wish we really choosing to teach our students, pursuing disillusion, turning us all to ruin. I wish our court system really would start moving.
I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I keep my hands raised high when there ain't nothing left. Try to stay focused on the Lord above. With all the things going on in this world, that's where my help comes from. I wish that the world was just corrupt. I wish that we're united, spread love. I know that Jesus is enough. Got my mind on my mission, G.O.D. That's what's up.
Everything they do is in-house.
In-house music group.
Oh yeah, we preaching this evening. Everybody is shining and glistening. We screaming while demons are whistling. Nobody is paying attention. We're preaching, nobody is listening. These judges ain't giving no bail. Building church houses in jail. Send you away for years, like on bread, molded and stale. Preaching, this is how they react. Nourish the scum like rats. The crumb from the table feed cats. And that is a natural fact. Young people strapped with them gats. They'll block 13 over pack. The fact the gone ain't coming back. So represent with the tax. You rather do wrong than right. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Jump in the dark, look for the light. He's the way, the truth, and the light. There's too much heat on the street. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that word? There's too much heat on the streets. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that shirt? There's too much heat on the streets. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that word? There's too much heat on the streets. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that shirt? Dreams of grands are living in anger. Some victims are innocent, pay the cost. Kill and pray to be the boss. I'm praying for families who had a loss. Because of your ignorance, people are sad. Grieving bereaved, the moms and dads, sisters and brothers, uncles and nieces. Weapons destroy, rip bodies to pieces. Forgiveness you won't, worse than we should. Chose to do bad, you could've did good. After the fact, you humble yourself. Before a minute for even as well. Vengeance is mine, thus said the Lord. Sharpen your tools, you rap with your boys. It's all of your set, but now you regret your actions in lives. They ended in death. There's too much heat on the street. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that word? There's too much heat on the streets. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that shirt? There's too much heat on the streets. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that word? There's too much heat on the streets. Not enough people in charge. My homie is covered in dirt. Now tell me what good is that shirt?
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Beyond the Radio.
Welcome to Beyond the Radio, and you better be smiling.
Beyond the fences in the building. Yeah, that's right. We are back. We are back. We are back. This is the second half of Beyond the Radio. Thank you guys for staying connected and staying tuned. We have an awesome, awesome guest with us tonight. I don't know if we should just say Tony D, Dallas Frazier, Anthony D, Dallas, but I'm just going to say Dallas. For the sake of keeping everybody sane, Dallas Frazier, thank you so much for joining us tonight for the topic tonight. But I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to A-Rose Media. Yes. Shout out to A-Rose Media, Mr. Asante Rhodes. A-Rose Media is all about making logos, building graphics, and they do an awesome, awesome job for Beyond the Fence and the family. Please check them out. Lyles Moore of Makeup and More, awesome man of God and makeup artist. And I love the fact that he's a man doing that. He loves to take care of the body, not just women, but men and women as well. So shout out to Mr. Lyles of Makeup and More. Jesse's Hair Salon and Beauty Supply Store. Oh, my God. Thank you guys so much for what you do, for keeping my hair all hooked up. And Tess's Braiding Shop in Newark, Delaware. Thank you guys so much for being awesome, awesome, awesome sponsors. And David Benton, I'm handing it back over to you.
All right. And I'm still in the building, and I am smiling to the fullest. So let's get back to it. Look, before we go on our topic, before we actually get to our topic, y'all know how we do it here on Beyond the Radio. We love to have fun, but at the same time, we want to educate you and uplift you. It's all about intellect. We always want you to be a better version of yourselves. We have an awesome guest, Dallas Frazier, a.k.a. Tony D, on the radio, a.k.a. he slipped and said he got 3 wives instead of 3 children. But so we do 2X, I bossed the band to the third album.
I'm hoping David Benton or Truto. I'm hoping one of y'all have a spare room for Mr. Frazier.
Yeah, I mean,
I got one for you, Tony. Don't worry about it.
So Tony D, tell us, man, where are you from? Like, where are you from? I didn't ask you that. Like, where was you born?
I was born in Hollis, Queens. I'm from New York. So yeah, I'm a native New Yorker. I've been in South Carolina since '97.
Oh man, okay. You play any sports or anything?
I used to play baseball. Was pretty good at it. Had an opportunity to go to college and play baseball, but my mind wasn't right at 17. So I did 8.5 years in the military, and got out and went to college. Got my degree in optomic dispensing, and that's how I got into the optical field, and here I am. But it's funny, I that's what I do, but that's not what I love. Radio is what I love, and I've never been to school for that. So God can give you an education that you don't have to go to school for. You know what I'm saying? If it's a purpose for you to do something, He'll give you what you need to get it done.
Wow.
Amen. And before we get off into our topic, please, man, tell everybody where they can find you and how they can connect with you in your great business ventures and ministry.
Yeah, appreciate that, David. You can follow the New Artist Profile simply on the newartistprofile.com, thenewartistprofile.com. And you can follow me on social media as Dallas Frazier or Tony D, or you can follow the New Artist Profile on Facebook. And on Twitter, I'm Tony D 947. And then you can check out C-Stage Radio, cstageradio.org, 24 hours, 7 days a week, playing some of the best independent and national artists. cstageradio.org. We're really excited about that. So really, 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 if you would want to hear some great music, check that out. And also Christian Sounds Entertainment, check that out on the Facebook, as well as my business partner, Timberland Atkins with Tag Entertainment. We work together cohesively, promoting and doing what we do. So it's Christian Sounds Entertainment and Tag Entertainment.
Amen. So before you go, David, I just want to make sure we have a lot of independent artists that listen to our show every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are looking for promotion, if you are looking for radio airplay, if you are looking for anything pertaining to increasing your career in this music ministry / industry, please reach out to Dallas Frazier and Timberland Atkins.
Yes, definitely do that. You will 100% benefit, and you will not regret it. And I know that we're blessed and thankful. So, man, let's get to this topic. Coronavirus right now. The topic is about the coronavirus and overcoming our fears. That's what we did last week, right? But this time, they put us, people want to say quarantine, but it's more like isolation, because quarantine is normally like when everybody's already sick and they just put you closed off in one spot. That's normally quarantine. So I guess it's like, I don't see too much of a real quarantine, but I think like more of an isolation from one another for so we can get our proper healing, so God can do his part, because we got natural healing inside us that we were born with, that we have no control over. It's only God created. So we do have a natural healing inside of us, and just our isolation, it helps us heal and allow God just to do his part. And that's an awesome thing. Like, and we're making it so difficult. Like, what you mean I gotta stand 6 feet away? Well, just be obedient, because obedient is better than sacrifice. So, since you are our guest, Dallas, I want to start with you on this coronavirus thing, the isolation. What do you think that? What do you think people can benefit? Can you give our listeners how you have benefited from the isolation?
Well, a couple of ways. One, I was telling my wife today that since we have been isolated in the house, I haven't worked since for a week now, and I've been with my children. I've got a chance to actually get to know their personalities. I was telling a friend of mine that earlier today as well on the phone, that I got a chance to get to know my kids' personalities. I'm conversating with them on levels that I normally don't conversate with them, because usually I only see them from about 4 o'clock to when they go to bed at 8:15. So now I'm with them all day long, and I'm seeing them on a more intimate level, and I'm digging it. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate this time of isolation. And also, it's really given me an opportunity to get my mind focused, find out what's important, what's not so important, and just really take time out to get closer to God. I was having a conversation as well with another one of my friends about, he said he's running his business. Well, he said he's taking a hiatus because of for his business because of the situation, but he's getting with God now, so that when all of this passes, he'll have his game plan for what he's going to do once all the business is open, and he'll be able to better market himself. And I thought that was so wise, because, you know, sometimes God pushes us into things to make us get closer to him, to make us focus on the things he's blessed us with, to make us get closer with our families, and he pushes us into situations we think that, oh, man, I'm looking at the negative. I'm looking at, oh, man, I can't do this, I can't do that. But all things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose. So you have to look at all things about this situation. And that's what I'm looking at it like, you know, getting closer to my family, getting my mind right, how I can better run my business, finding out, how can I get closer to God? What is he going to show me in this season? So when we move past this, how I can be a more benefit to the kingdom. So that's what it's done for me.
That's awesome.
Amen.
Yes. So now I'm going to go ahead and start it. I want to start it with him to encourage everyone, because it's important that people can be inspired by how other people are doing it. And there's nothing like a good example or a great example. So I also want to use an example in Genesis. Actually, the chapters Genesis 37 through 50 is the book about Joseph. The book of Genesis, you can find the story of Joseph. And Joseph was just living life, just like we all was doing. Joseph was just living life, and he was just living day by day. Never knew how his future was going to turn out. And then next thing you know, he went to prison, got enslaved by his own brothers. But he went to a place of isolation. He had to get away from his circumstance. He had to get away from who he used to be. God allowed him to be separated. But through that isolation, he became like what we would call today's vice president. He was second in command under Pharaoh. And so then he brought his family in. His brothers finally recognized him. And he revealed himself to his brothers. And here he brought his dad back. His mom passed away. He got his little brother Benjamin. And now he bringing his whole family in to Egypt. And then the thing about it, by the time Moses came and did what thus saith the Lord, that all the ones started with that he was coming to save started right there with Joseph. They came in as a family, and they was leaving out as a nation. But it all started from one person who had to change his mindset in the midst of isolation. Because if he would have given up and focused on where he was at versus where he was going, then we wouldn't have this same, we wouldn't be telling the same story to encourage us today. So I want to start with you, Truto. When you hear about this story, like, how does that inspire? How does that inspire you when you're in your point of isolation with you and your family?
Well, I look at it, I got to take it from Tony D. About the same way with me, I see my kids not quite as much as I should because they're, schooling, they basketball, I got so much, and getting to know their personality, sitting down with them. But also, I say for me, it has helped me to eliminate excuses. I'd be so busy. You know how it is. The world is so fast, and we do so much. We work hard, radio personalities. You got a family. You got different things going on. But I've really been taking a lot of time to try to study more, and read more, build myself up stronger. Because I'm like you. I know it's gonna pass. This too shall pass, and get a renewal. I also been working out a little bit more, physically. Working on doing better with my health. Me and the wife is really, thank God we're finally getting a little bit of time to sit and for us to kind of build more and more together with this isolation. Not looking at it as like I always say it a lot, and y'all have heard me say this before. One of my spiritual mentors had told me this a while back, and I love it. Separation is not for termination, it's for preservation. So we've took this time to preserve ourselves and get a revive, and look at things in a better light, kind of reflect on some things that I could do better. And we're kind of keeping our, like I said, we keep our spirits up. Yeah.
Yes. Amen. Shay, do you want to chime in on that?
Just in the nature of what I'm doing in the being isolated, I'm taking the opportunity really to just learn a lot of who I am because we do get busy throughout the course of the day. We have a tendency to become what the world creates us to be. And so I'm really just taking this time out to learn who I am. Studying is part of my everyday life, so I can't say I'm adding studying onto it, but when I think I'm taking more me time mentally to just embrace who I am, and I've learned a lot just within the last 2 weeks. I've learned a lot about myself. Like you guys, I've learned a lot about my family and having the time to spend with them and growing with them. I'm cooking more. Women, I hope you guys are cooking more. I'm cooking so much more, but just and that's just for me as a personally. But as you were telling the story, I was thinking about how Joseph actually got into that isolated place. And that was off of a tragedy. That basically was off of, we know that it was a lie, but it was off of someone else's tragedy. And so something had to happen in order to get him into that place of isolation. And so, when you think about it, we would never intentionally put ourselves in isolation because we always feel like there's so much that has to be done. If we don't move, the world is not going to turn. Right? Like if I'm not going to do this, this is not going to happen. If I can't do that, that's not going to happen. But and it's unfortunate that it takes a tragedy, even when you get, if someone's in the hospital. David, I love how you put that quarantine is for the sick. And so you are very, a man of watch your words. And so even with speaking that, there is a difference between being quarantined and isolation. And when you identify with that, I think the way that you handle it will be different.
Yes, amen.
Amen.
In situations like this, a lot of people have gravitated towards me in this time of need and hope because I was incarcerated, right, for 13 years, and I was in isolation. So when you do that much time, you start growing. You start maturing in your spirit, right? Because, see, here the thing is, we're going about our everyday life. We just go to work, go to church, come home. Everybody trying to be in the entertainment business. You trying to be the best basketball player, or act, whatever you're trying to do, but we're just so busy with life, and life just going. And everybody got 24 hours in the day, and it's like, what are you going to decide to do with your 24 hours? So then one day, it seemed like everything come to a halt. It stops. And now people are more frustrated about not being able to go out and do what they want to do because now they're like in a controlled environment. And now everybody's fighting against what's, the controlled environment we in. And now everybody getting what is called what is the phobia thing? When you feel like you're in a closed door, an elevator.
Claustrophobia.
What's that?
Claustrophobic.
I didn't want to say the wrong word because I would have said something else, but I knew it was that. Something sounded like that, right? So
that's
now
right.
everybody in their homes, and it's a shame that people are more focused on just being out versus on what's right, the proper way of being out. Like when you're out, be effective when you're out. And this kind of isolation helps you to focus on how to become effective. Because now when you're out, and you will be released from the control that they once had, you appreciate that freedom. You'll appreciate that freedom. But now in this time of isolation, Shay, I love what you said because that's the truth. When I was incarcerated, now I don't have my car. I can't just get in the car no more. I can't just do what I want to do now. It's a controlled environment. So now I'm in isolation. I'm in a place of confinement. Now I really got to get a chance to find myself. I really got to get a chance to focus. Now it's time to humble myself. Now it's time to settle down. Now, because when you're in an isolated stage, people don't care about how famous you are. You don't care about, like, if somebody is dying, they just don't care about the lust of this world anymore, see? Mm-hmm. But we have to realize that there's a lot of spiritual deaths going on.
Mm-hmm.
In our isolation, the turmoil we going through, the fear, we have to understand is 100% all in our mind.
David, can I say something?
It's all in my mind, the fear. So when you change your mindset, you can become more effective in your character on the way you handle your isolation. And that's what Joseph did. He connected. He knew he had. See, his dad trained him, taught him about God. So when he was in a place of isolation, he knew who to turn to. But he didn't use God as a crutch. He allowed people to see God through him. See? Because we're made in his image and his likeness. So when that happened, here Joseph was a manifestation of God in the flesh. Because he walked the character, because he was taught that way. So when he came to his place of isolation, only thing he could do was follow and be obedient to God. And that's the principles.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I know you want to, say something to that, but I didn't hear you. So go ahead, my brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you was on the road. I like what you were saying. I was looking up the definition of quarantine and isolation, and so it says, quarantine says, in general, a quarantine is a strict isolation imposed to prevent the spread of disease. We know that you might be thinking the quarantine is just isolation, not exactly. So I was thinking, let's think spiritually. Like in this time, right, everybody need to be honest about themselves. Is this a good time where we can quarantine ourselves spiritually so we don't spread negative spiritual stuff on folk? You know what I'm saying? Use this time to quarantine yourself and work on not spreading anything to people that's negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we all got something in us that's not godly. You know, if you think you don't, you lying. So let's purge ourselves from all the messed up stuff in this time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of it. You know, so that way, take the natural meaning of it and flip it on the spiritual. So that just convicted me. I'm sitting here looking at my laptop. I'm like, ooh, and I'm thinking about myself, all the things that I have inside of me that can impose negative stuff on folk that could be a spiritual disease on them. You know what I'm saying? So we might want to look at this time for cleansing ourselves, so making sure that we get right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes. It's a scary thing, man. Because I'm reading where it's the quarantine definition, where it's a noun, and you have a state, period, or place of isolation in which people or animals that have arrived elsewhere or been exposed to infectious or contagious diseases or place. And it say many people and animals die in quarantine. So I like what you said with that, Dallas, because whether we're in or out, and we could do that in our sinful minds. I like that. That was powerful, because our sinful nature can rub off on other people. Our sinful nature can be contagious. So it's important for us to take this time to reflect and really become one with God, the way we're supposed to. So when we come out of this, man, we will humble ourselves and be more submissive to one another's spirit. Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. I wanted to say something too. You know, as you were saying that, David, I was thinking about the many people who don't think to actually change their ways. Automatically, they go into what's traditional for them. Instead of seeing this as an opportunity, instead of them seeing it as an opportunity for change, I was looking at one of the motivational moments today, and it talked about it was talking about a season to declutter. And so what we're looking at automatically, the first thing we do as believers is start thinking, well, how am I going to get my service in? How am I going to get, my word? How am I going to get it? And it's unfortunate because I was in a place of isolation when I first left my church. And you guys were looking up quarantine, but I was looking up isolation. And it says the definition of isolation is a state of being alone or away from others. And I remember 3 years ago just being in my Loader Bar experience where I was alone. I didn't have anybody because people at that point didn't understand me. It was like being in puberty, trying to get someone to help me understand it, and I didn't understand it. But while I was in that alone period, that's when I really studied, and I had questions that nobody could answer. And naturally, during this time of isolation, we're just going we're looking at what we know. We're searching for what we already know as opposed to what we don't know, if that makes sense. So that would be my encouragement to people in this isolated time. Isolation is a state of being alone or away from others. And so in that time, if we're already looking to pick up where we left off when we weren't isolated, you're not going to come out with anything new, any new opportunities, new knowledge, new boldness, new strengths. So just look at it from that perspective. This is a time for you to be alone, but why?
Amen. Amen. Yes, I truly say this. Let this isolation time fuel your determination to be a better person. And I see it like that. Let's take time and reflect. And take, this time and enjoy yourself as well and be encouraged.
Amen. Amen, man. I just want to thank Tony D, Dallas Frazier, man. Y'all check that brother out. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in every weekend, every Sunday, 10 p.m. Beyond the Radio. Shout out to the Elation family. I want to thank y'all. Appreciate everyone for listening. Our sponsors, we salute you with both hands. We love you. I always know that we love you, but of course you know that God loves you more. I always try to become a better version of yourself and love yourself. And we out of here. It's Beyond the Radio. And y'all tune in next week. And y'all better shout out Tony D and pray for Truto's family.
God bless y'all. Praying for you.
No doubt. Hey, thank you, man. God bless you all, man.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Yes.
Has anyone ever told you that you were worth? Have they told you how valuable you really are?
He gave you the moon, the stars, the sun. He gave you everything. He gave you the pearls, the fur, the diamond necklace, and the ring. He told you that you were his queen and that you two would never part.
How many other women has he said that to?
And then he broke your heart.
Girl, I can't let you stay in this place. But that was so long ago. Can I tell you you're blessed?
You have to remind yourself.
Come on, say it with me. I'm more than a conqueror.
You're more than a conqueror. Girl, you are so beautiful. 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 Girl, you are so beautiful.
Girl, you're so